Hello, 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 hello. Welcome to Real Talk Live with Arnette D. Love. And I know that I was supposed to come to you yesterday. However, I couldn't do much yesterday. I could barely move. I could barely do much of anything on yesterday. I um, just took some medication and relaxed. So that's why today I want to come and talk to you about chronic pain. Many people are living with chronic pain, but I'm not sure if many people understands chronic pain. And I just want to talk about it on today. Um, First of all, I know a lot of people ask how I was able to retire early. I retired at age 42. Um, and I retired from disability through my job. I was not able to continue to be a deputy sheriff, so I had to retire. Did I want to retire? No. Did I want to accept the fact that I was going to have issues for the rest of my life? No. Did I want to put it out that I have chronic pain issues? No, I did not. But sometimes we have to face what our destiny is. Now, we can fight through it or we can sit back and just succumb to it. And I prefer to fight through it. So I do have a lot of days where I'm pushing through, even though I'm in pain every day, almost every second of the day. I'm in pain. I'm taking medications, and when you have chronic pains, a lot of your medications cannot be taken at all times because some of them means you can't. When you take them, you can't drive, and if you don't have a driver, what you gonna do? You either gonna try to drive under the influence, or you want to take it at a more appropriate time. So with me, when I have to go out and drive, I when I go out to drive, what I do is I I I don't take my medicine. So now I'm actually hurting. I'm actually hurting more because I wasn't able to take my medicine, which would cause me to be in pain. And so what I do is I wait until I'm no longer going to drive. I wait until I have nothing else to do, and then I take my medicine. Well, I've gone the entire day without taking my meds, okay? And so um, that just causes more pain because I'm not able to satisfy my pain level during the day, especially when I got back to back events, back to back meetings, events to happen. So I'm suffering, okay? Which a lot of people goes through this, and I want y'all to understand what it means to live with chronic pain. Um, some of us makes it look good. I don't complain a lot about it. I do not cancel events. I don't, but sometimes your body will tell you you're not going to go out today. You're going to rest me. You're going to take some time to regroup and medicate, and that's exactly what you have to do. And you don't know when it's going to happen. Now, I personally can feel a lot of times when it's coming on because I would have to like maybe cancel some events beforehand, and then the day that my body say that's it, I'm already there. I knew it was coming up. Yesterday, I tried so hard to come in to do the show. I couldn't even do the show from home because I was in so much pain and so medicated that I just couldn't move. And that's why I decided that I will always have a show on the back burner for you so that I won't have to miss a show again due to my condition. Like I said, I retired at age of 42, very young to be retiring. Wasn't qualified, to get Social Security or anything else like that. And that's why I'm so grateful and thankful to God that I was able to retire with a salary that is fulfilling for my life. You know, I'm able to be sustained. I'm able to sustain with what I get from retirement. So what I say that to say this, because of my pain level, my doctors have put me in certain events. Certain, I'll put it this way, I have to see several different doctors. I have to see, I'm already in pain management, and I have to go and see another pain management doctor. Um, I have therapy. I have to see a chiropractor. And so it's a lot of stuff that I'm going through that I don't share with people. You know, I just keep pushing and keep pushing. And I try to be, where I say I'm going to be. And I try to do what I say I'm going to do. But you never know what people are going through. And that is why I always ask you to be kind to other people, because you don't know. You don't know what they're going through. You don't know their status. You don't know what will push them over, you know. And that's why I always push being kind to people, saying kind words, because you just don't know what a person is holding on to. Thank you, Miss Sharon. And so I don't know how long I'll be in therapy. I don't know how long I have to see a chiropractor. I don't know how long I will be in pain management with 2 different pain management doctors. But I'm still going to keep pushing. I'm going to continue to push my business because because of everything that the doctors told me that I would have to do, and all these different appointments, I decided to just work full time for myself. I decided that way I can maneuver my schedule accordingly. I decided I resigned from my position, and I'm going to just do full time for myself. I'm going to put out what I have coming up, and I pray that you guys support me. We're in the midst of getting all the equipment that we need to do this next level of one of my businesses, and I think it's going to be great. I already got people ordering stuff already, so we just got to get there. But because of my health, I have to give myself time and the availability to get the treatment that I needed. So I went into business fully for myself. So I know I disappoint a few people because I can't make it to all of your events, and God knows I do try. But when you living with chronic pain, you just don't know what's going to happen from day to day, and to be somewhere and just really want to just stretch out and lay down and relax your body, it's just a miserable feeling. It's a miserable feeling. You don't have anybody. Well, I'm not married, so I don't have anybody to massage my areas, like when my back is hurting. I don't have that, so I gotta sit there and either medicate or go to sleep, and of course continuously pray. And the same thing with other parts where I have chronic pain. And my children don't understand. Sometimes I'll be like, can you come and massage my back? They don't have time for it, and they don't understand the magnitude of the pain. When you go to and you have x-rays done, tests, or matter of fact, not even x-ray, tests done, blood tests, and it tells the doctor that you have inflammatory in your body from the blood test. Can you imagine? You can imagine the level of pain that a person is dealing with. And like I said, I normally don't talk about it. I try to be an example. And I know when I do say I'm in pain, I kind of make it seem like it's nothing. But when I tell you, when people have chronic pain, it's almost everything because it's constantly on their mind because they're constantly hurting. I suffer through the shoes I wear. I have about two or three canes that I use that I have. Because of my age, I don't like walking around with my canes. Um, so a lot of times you won't see me with a cane because not only do I have chronic pain, I have a high level of pride, and I don't want people to see me looking like I'm in pain. So I don't use um, certain things that I'm supposed to use, like my cane. I have braces that I'm supposed to wear, you know, um, not just for one leg, but for both. Um, I don't talk about my issues much. This probably be the last time I talk about what I go through, because in my mind, mentally, I'm too young for this, you know. But when you've done the type of jobs that I've done, I was military for 9 years. I got injured a few times in the military, um, and one injury just didn't go away. And then I was a deputy sheriff and definitely got injured being a deputy sheriff. I mean, what do you expect? Everybody don't get injured, but it just so happened that I seemed like I was what you call injury prone, and I got injured and I got to live with it. So, when you see me, not going to work and you thinking, oh, she don't have to work, she might not have to work, but she's going through some. There's always pros and cons in every situation. And while you at work, sometimes I wish I could be at work and not be in so much pain. But I make the best out of what God has given me. I make the best out of life. I make the best out of my situation because I know that all things work together for the good for those who love him. And I know that in this situation where I have chronic pain, God has given me a lot of time to be able to serve him and his people. Given me time to be able to be out in the community and do what I need to do for his people. So I take the good with the bad. Yes, I constantly pray. I pray that, I will continue to be able to walk. I pray that I will be able to get to a level where I'm able to not be dependent on medication. I pray for all that. Yeah, I know I need to lose weight, but it's very difficult. And let me put this out right quick, because people love saying, "Oh, if you just lose weight, this will help. This will help." But I'm gonna tell you something. Unless you experience chronic pain, you won't understand that it's very difficult to lose weight and you're in pain. It's very difficult to exercise and you're in pain. It's very, very difficult to do that, because what happens is you go exercise and it doesn't make you feel better, it makes you feel worse. It makes the pain come on stronger. Now, unless you can afford to go and swim in a swimming pool and get your exercise or your workouts done, what really are you going to do when your pain level is aggravated by riding a bicycle, when your pain level is aggravated by the ellipso machine or the treadmill? It's very difficult to get that cardio in. See, and you can say I'm using it as an excuse, but when your doctor tells you, I don't want you on those machines, it's a whole nother story, okay? It's a whole nother story. So I'm gonna need whoever come up here and try to be controversy, or however you want to say it, to save that for somebody else, because I already know what I've been directed to do. And my only mode of working out is going to a pool, is getting in the pool and working out. And now I can thank God I'm able to do so But what about people who aren't able to do it, who can't afford a membership fee to so that they can go in a pool, who doesn't have a pool behind their house, or during the wintertime it's too cold for them to go to the pool. So we need to think about a lot of stuff before we start judging people, because we, like I said in the beginning of this video, we don't know what people are going through. We don't know what their mental thinking is. We don't know what their physical level is. And so we may need to sometimes just sit back and relax and listen and pray and be encouraging. Okay. Like I said, this probably be the last time I talk about my issues, but I am a person that I'm a fighter. I have a high level tolerance for pain, but when my pain becomes unbearable, I have to rest my body. So that's why there are going to be certain times when I say I'm going to do something, but you won't see me, because my body will tell me you're not going out today at all. And I mean the entire day. And sometimes I have to cook. I cook with assistance. My sons will help me prep, the food and whatnot. So I mean, I pray that I can continue as I get older, that I will be able to continue my level of independence. But, that's just a prayer, because I just really don't know with the amount of prayer until my doctors can get my pain level really controlled. All I can do is pray and thank God for whatever is to come. And I thank God that I'm able to walk. I've had a total of 1, 2, 3, 4, I think five surgeries. I think 4 or 5. I think I had 2 on one. I can't remember, y'all. But it was either, I know it's 4, maybe 5 surgeries on my lower extremities. And I'm just grateful right now to be able to walk. I don't run, but I can walk. I can walk fast too sometimes. So I mean, I'm very grateful of that, and that's all I can be right now. And God has put me in a place where He has taken care of me, basically financially, but and He's taking care of me physically as well too, because I could be where I can't make a decision whether or not I'm going to use my cane. I could be in a wheelchair. Everything could be worse. And that's what we have to remember. It can always be worse for us. That's why a lot of times, you know what I do, y'all? I don't think I'm crazy. I sit home and, like I'm in my office now, I watch Good Times. While I'm doing my work, I watch Good Times, because it's a constant reminder that somebody is always doing worse than you. So don't have no pity parties and all that woe is me type thing. No, we're not doing that, because there's always somebody that's worse than you. And so you have to be grateful and thankful for where you are and what you have. You just have your mind. That's why when I go out, I teach the children that the knowledge is their power. And I know we say that, but I give them an example. Because when your legs are gone, when your hands are gone, when you can't move on your own independently, what's in your mind, your knowledge is what's going to move you, is what's going to drive you, is what's going to get you paid. Yeah, because I may not be able to do what I used to do, but I can direct other people to do it because I have the knowledge to do so. When I was in the military, when I first got injured, I couldn't run with my soldiers, and I always could run better than my soldiers, even though I was older than them or whatever. But when I got injured, I couldn't run with my soldiers. But what? I could tell them how to run. When I was a deputy sheriff and I would go to the range and people couldn't shoot, because I could shoot a fly off a cow's tail. But when I was, encounter women who couldn't shoot a lick, walking around here carrying weapons and was a terrible shooter. I would take them in the bathroom during their break, because what happened is you have a certain amount of time to qualify. So some of them be on their last leg. I take them in the bathroom. I give them the fundamentals of shooting, and they would go out there and tear it up. And that was my knowledge of knowing what I was doing. the knowledge of being able to fire a weapon appropriately and knowing the technique in firing a weapon. That's why I teach our kids and I teach others, knowledge is your power. When you know how to do something, you're able to direct someone else. Whether or not you can use your legs, your feet, your hands, or anything else, your knowledge is what's going to drive you. And this is why I always, when I do my seminars, when I go speak to kids, I always remind them, hey, you have to go to school and get all of that knowledge that that teacher can give you. Get it all, suck it all from her, drain her, because that is what's going to carry you to the next level. That is what's going to carry you to the next level. And I'm living proof of it. I'm living proof, y'all. I'm living proof. My knowledge is going to carry me to the next level. My ability to do what I need to do around here for my businesses is going to help me, but my knowledge is what I'm going to use to pass it on to someone else, pass it on to my children or to my grandkids, so that they can carry on and be self-sufficient for themselves. Because for those of you who know that you know, we're supposed to leave a legacy, an inheritance for our children's children and their children. You know somebody. Come on, if you know, you know. And so that's what I plan to do. I worked hard. I went to college, and I you know, certain things that people felt were beneath me. Let me say this. I didn't feel anything I've done is beneath me. Okay. Now I can say that I had a job that I was embarrassed to have. I was embarrassed. I felt I felt terrible. I was selling Life Protect, like, you know, those things like when you fall, you hit that button and stuff. And I was forced to take that job because I was on workman's comp. And if you know anything about workman's comp, be very careful when you start messing with workman's comp, okay? If there's a way that you can just retire and be done with it, my advice to you would probably to do that and research it and make sure it's right for you. Because workman comp is it's nothing to play with. When they put a job in front of you, they expect you to take that job if it's offered to you, and they don't give a rat's tail what the job is. As long as they don't have to pay you, they want you to take it. And if you don't take that job and they find out about it, they're going to pull your money. And they don't care nothing about how you living, because you didn't take the job that they wanted you to take. So I had to take this job selling these support systems to these elderly people. Most of them was elderly. And I was assigned to the Canada base, okay? And so what happened was, first of all, I don't speak with a Canadian accent, so immediately they thought I was scamming, okay? And so it was heartbreaking, because some of these people were in their 90s, and I'm telling these people about this product, and all these people really wanted to do was probably reach their bank and check on their account, because they had received a message that you need to check on your account. And when they called back to check on their account, they got us. And when they got us, what happens is they have a recording that says, would you like to know how you can get a free product? And then, of course, everybody likes free, so they says yes or whatever, hit the button. Then they get me on the other line trying to sell them this life support thing, and they don't want it. You know, they really want to get off it, but as the representative, you got to keep pushing it, and you got to at least try to get 3 no's from them. You got to keep going and keep going and keep going. And if I didn't feel like I was scamming these people, if I didn't feel like I was pressuring these people, man, I'm telling you, the stuff that they made us do for that job that I couldn't quit because workman's comp made me work, regardless. And if I wanted to get the rest of my check, they had my retirement check on hold, so I couldn't get my full retirement check until I was done with workman's comp. Then I'm telling y'all now, because your workman's comp attorney don't care about anything but their part of the job. They don't care about the fact that you have retirement waiting on you. They only care about what they're going to get from representing you as a workman's comp person. So be mindful of who you choose for your attorney if you have to go that route. But if you don't have to go that route, my recommendation to you would go ahead and retire out, get your Social Security or whatever if you can, and leave them folks alone, because they're going to have you working in a damn, excuse my expression, a garbage can. As long as they don't have to pay you, that's where you're going to be working. I lived that life for, I would say, maybe 7 years. I know 7 years trying to find a job and try to belittle my, well, it was like I would apply for any job, right? I would apply for any job, but most of the jobs I knew that I was overqualified for, and they wouldn't hire me for it because these people didn't care. And most of the jobs that they will hire you for are jobs that are in like call centers. They don't care what kind of degrees you have in a call center. They just want you to push their product. Okay, so with the call centers, I would be like, no, I'm not willing to work this. But the thing was, you were not really allowed to tell them that you won't work a certain shift. But I had a son. Won't no need to be lying to you, because I'm quitting anyways, because I had a son still in school. Workman's comp don't even care about your children. They don't care about that. You better not tell them people that you can't work a shift. You better not tell people you can't drive or get there if you got a car, and they don't care. So I'm telling you, look out for yourself. Whatever it is that you may like to do, those will be the jobs that you apply for. And so, like I said, I'm working this job, begging these people to buy this thing, and they got so, I got sick to my stomach. I got literally sick to my stomach because I felt like a scammer. One time I was, and I'm going to get back to the chronic pain, y'all. But one time I was talking to one of the ladies from Canada, and she just basically called me a scammer because she was like, let me ask you this. And I was like, yes, ma'am. She said, are you a black lady? I said, yes, I am. She was like, well, I've never been to Africa. I said, that makes two of us. She was basically, let me know that she thought that I was a scammer from Africa. I don't know what kind of accent she thought I had that I would be from Africa. But, it was sad because she was an old lady. She was trying to be cautious about her money. And then you had some people on the other hand, y'all, they would just whip out their credit card just to get us off the phone. And they would pay for this device just so we'll leave them alone. And it was so sad to me. Had one lady come up there and want to fuss me out because her grandmother had bought the device and the thing. And I had let her know, I ain't sell your grandma anything. I didn't sell your grandmother anything, And so I was already at my peace end because I won't take in no junk. You weren't going to fuss at me on no job that I hated anyways, And so I ended up just quitting. One night I was like, you know what? This is it. Wrote them a little Dear John letter and late to let them know that morning, don't expect me. I'm not coming. I won't be on the phone because it was a virtual job, at home, and I wasn't doing it. But the thing was, I had to get a job where I was sanitary. My job was supposed to be sanitary because of my pain, because of my issues. Trying not to aggravate, my pain. This is how I live, y'all. And I'm not ashamed, really to tell people that I have pain, that I live in chronic pain. But it's hurtful sometimes. Some things I can't do. I would love to go run. That used to be my thing. Running used to keep the weight off of me because my metabolism wasn't really high, and I used to love to eat sweets. And if y'all know anything about me, I still love sweet stuff, and so I can't run anymore. And that, sometimes that's heartbreaking when I think about it. But that's neither here nor there. So I thank God that I hadn't gained a lot more weight because I know what used to keep my weight off. And then I had the job working with the kids. Y'all know I was working for Parson Red. Now a lot of people would say that job is beneath me, but you know what? There is nothing about being around children is beneath me. There is nothing about working with kids is beneath me. And they weren't saying it because of the children. They were saying it because of my education level, that, I didn't go to college to be a babysitter. That's what a lot of them would say. And this, no, I didn't. But if this is the only way that I can input into these children, this is what I'm going to do for now. What I realized by working for Parks and Rec in Portsmouth is that, honestly, it was very difficult to pour into the kids like I wanted to. It wasn't like it was a allotted amount of time where I could actually talk to them and reach out to them. Our kids really only wanted to come up to the gym just to play basketball, eat their snack and their dinner. They didn't want to hear from us. They didn't want to talk to us. They just wanted to, what I said, play basketball. When I did get an opportunity where one would lend me his ear or her ear, I would tell them, what they need to do as far as getting all the education that they can. Even if they decide that they don't want to go to school, knowledge is power. Learn what you can. Look some stuff up on the internet sometimes. Just take some time and do some research. And everything that they, find on the internet is not going to be true. However, they can find some things and then fact search it. And this is the way I used to talk to them. But to be honest with you, me going up there every day, being in pain, trying to work, walking around, trying to basically sit more than I'm doing anything, because my job is supposed to be sedentary, where I don't do a lot of activity. So I would, I didn't feel like I was giving the kids what they needed at the gym, because I didn't have a moment to really talk to them. So what they needed was somebody who could interact with them, and I just couldn't do it. And so I decided, I'm going to let someone else that maybe can reach them through, their sports and of choice and everything, let them have that position. Why should I hold a position when somebody else could do it better than I could? I'm my medicine kicking in, y'all. I'm sorry. And so why I decided, I'm just gonna go and put my time, my full time, into my businesses. That way I can regulate my pain level when I need to take medicine and rest. I can do that. I'm not dying. Let me make it clear, though. Don't y'all get worried. I am not dying. I mean, we're born to die, but I'm not dying. I am in pain. I have chronic pain. I'm not dying, and I'm pushing through, but it's just sometimes that I can't push through that particular day. But I do know that somebody is in more pain than me. Somebody can't move. Somebody can't get up out of the bed. Somebody can't walk. Whereas I have occasional times where I can't move. Somebody can't do it for days and weeks and then months, And so I'm very grateful and I'm mindful of that. And so I don't try to have any pity. I don't try to receive any pity for my pain. This is my cross to bear. This is what I have to do. And I am still going to push and do what I need to do for the community that I live in, because that's all I have now, is to give back. For the rest of my life, I want to make a difference. I want to be that mentor. I want to be that person that our kids or adults can come to and say, I need to talk to you. That's who I want to be. And even through my pain, and I don't care where I am, if I'm laid out on the couch, if you need me, you call me and I'll talk to you as much as I can. I just, want people to understand you're not alone. There's a lot of people out here that's living with chronic pain. You just have to learn how to manage it. And then sometimes your treatment has to be adjusted like mine. All of a sudden, my treatment has been adjusted all at once. And I think that is what's kind of a little overwhelming, that now I'm getting all these appointments, like I say, chiropractor, therapy, pain management from 2 different doctors. That's kind of overwhelming, but there's somebody who has a much larger experience with this stuff than I do. So like I say, there's always somebody worse off than you. So I'm going to thank God for what I have and where I am. And what I do have is my relationship with him. And I know through it all, I'm going to get closer to him, and I'm going to get closer to you as well. I am not giving up on any of my businesses, and I will continue to come to you through Real Talk Live with Arnette D. Love, and I will continue to be on the radio. And luckily on the radio, I do have my mother who steps in when I can't make it. So I'm just so blessed to have her. And if you haven't heard our show on the radio, it's called The Love Spot. We are on 95.3 FM or 1400 AM WPCE, Christian Broadcast Network. We're there every Saturday at 11. So make sure you catch it because I'm not long. I don't have a long segment, but God knows I have long enough. So like I said, I am not dying. I'll let you know if something happens and the tables turn. But right now, I'm not dying. I'll just be in a lot of pain. But I thank God that I'm not in a position where I'm not taken care of. The Lord has made it where all of my bills get paid. I mean, he's taking care of me, and why won't I do something to give back to him and his people? I don't take anything lightly or anything for granted that he does for me, and I'm going to work until he says you can't work anymore, and that will be the day that he called me home, because I'm going to continue to work. I have faith in what God is going to do in my life, and I know one day I'm going to be able to sit home, and the money is going to be coming in my sleep. I trust God just that much. So listen, when you come across somebody that tells you they suffer with chronic pain, have a little empathy. I'm not saying sympathy, but have a little empathy, a little understanding that there may be times when they can't do everything that you want them to do or you think they should do. There are going to be times when they can't show up to the party. Just pray for them and pray for their healing. And I just thank you so much for your time and your understanding. God loves you. I love you. Make sure you love yourself and go on and properly love someone else. Till we shall meet again, may you be blessed tremendously.